Combat is extremely important in Don't Starve. The previous episode on combat focused on the basics, both in terms of mechanics and fighting early game mobs, so if you're looking for an intro video, you can check that one out. This episode will focus on more difficult mobs and more advanced mechanics. Leashing is a really important technique for managing mobs. All mobs in the game have a certain leash range. Leashing is basically the maximum range a mob will follow you or attempt to fight you. A specific mob's maximum leash range is the distance or amount of time that mob will attempt to fight you or follow you for. In most cases, neutral mobs will only be interested in you for a short duration, and aggressive mobs will only be interested in you if they're consistently within range of you and can constantly attack. The underlying point is that as long as the enemy is interested in you in any way, they'll stick on you. And this is an AI setting that you can abuse to make combat easier. For example, if you anger a beehive, it releases several killer bees. These killer bees, they'll only chase you for a set duration before returning to the hive. However, if any of them attack you, it'll extend their aggro duration and their leash range further, so they'll continue to follow you around. Let's say if only one of these bees attacks you, then the others will return to the hive before the singled out one will. And this means that you'll be able to freely fight a one-on-one instead of having to deal with a group of bees. Additionally, because bees have an assisting mechanic, you can cancel their return to the hive by hitting a bee, refreshing their aggro duration once again. By doing this, you can select the parameters of battle more easily. You can basically leash any mob in the game by doing this, so actively adding this mechanic to your knowledge base and skill set can make handling groups of mobs much easier. There is another related topic, and that is mobbing. Mobbing is a technique that becomes very useful later in the game, especially against hounds, but it has its early uses as well. Basically what this is controlling the movement of the mobs. More specifically, your goal is to make it so all the mobs stack on top of each other, or close to it, and attack you at the exact same time. If they all attack at once, that means the delay on their attack will match as well, so you can kite a bunch of mobs as if it were just one mob. The more enemies, the more difficult this becomes, especially when the enemies have various movement speeds. When also considering their attack animation, which causes them to pause momentarily, it may be difficult to get them to group up and attack at once. But once they're grouped up, kiting becomes extremely easy. An effective way of mobbing is to use the road and run around in circles. The road lets you move faster so the mobs won't catch up to you and pause to attack, and running in circles will smooth out their movement pathing and clump them together. After they're clumped up, just walk in and out and make sure that their attacks are synced. Mobbing takes a lot of practice, but once you get the hang of it, combat in general will become a lot easier. Here are some enemies that may take a bit of mechanics to deal with. Gobblers are passive mobs that appear randomly when you pick a berry bush. They're gluttonous creatures that only want to eat, so they don't actually fight back. If you walk near them, they'll run away like the cowards they are. The key to killing them is to abuse their gluttony. Drop a fruit or a vegetable item near them, like a berry or carrot, and then walk away a short distance. When it becomes enamored with the food, it'll slowly walk over to it, and that's your opportunity to attack it. You only have a few seconds to attack it, so use that time wisely. Walk up and force attack it, or just click it and hold down the mouse button. If it finishes eating, it'll run away from you again, so kill it before then. But if you walk up too soon, it'll run away before it begins to eat. Timing is key here. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, an alternative method is to kill the gobbler by using its gluttony against it. Drop a stack of 3 red mushrooms. These red caps deal 20 damage each and will kill the dumb turkey after it finishes consuming them. Gobblers are only active during the day. At dusk or night, they'll instantly search for the nearest berry bush and disappear inside of it. Be careful when you pick berry bushes at dusk or night. The gobbler may spawn, but will instantly disappear inside the bush. It's technically possible to kill it in that split second if you hold down the force attack key in anticipation for it to spawn, but you need a powerful weapon like a tentacle spike to kill it in one hit. Killing them will yield 2 drumsticks for food. Gobblers are an easy source of food if you know how to kill them. Frogs are highly territorial mobs that spawn from ponds during the day. Like spiders, if you get near them, they'll start to attack you. Although frogs are not very powerful, they have very high attack speed and make you drop your inventory items if you get hit, starting from the leftmost item. The most dangerous thing about frogs is their assisting mechanic. If you attack a frog, all nearby frogs will attack you as well. Fighting them can be tricky. Frogs attack fast and have longer range than you. Positioning yourself in a 45-degree angle is the best way to fight them. Take it slowly, hitting it once each time. You'll want to walk back in before the frog's attack completely finishes, or you might get hit while kiting away. But also, keep in mind that you can't walk back too soon, or you'll walk back into its attack. So once again, timing is everything. If straight up combat isn't your thing, traps can instantly kill a frog. You can also do the trap dance and kite them with a single trap. Frogs yield, well, frog legs when killed. Because of the high spawn rate of frogs, it's possible to get quite a few frog legs every few days, making them a great source of food in all seasons but winter when the ponds are frozen. Beefalo are an excellent source of food, but an even better source of protection. It's usually a good idea to keep a herd of beefalo alive, not only because they can reproduce, but so you have a line of protection against hound waves. Fighting a beefalo may seem difficult, but can be quite easy once you learn how their AI works. As with many mobs, again, if you attack a beefalo, all nearby beefalo will attempt to attack you. But because the beefalo have a leash range, they will leash back to their original point eventually, leaving only the one you attacked near you. However, you have to keep letting the beefalo attack you for it to remain interested, otherwise it'll also leash back. Once you've dragged it far enough away and the other beefalo are no longer on your screen, you can safely engage in one-on-one combat. When fighting a beefalo, you can get in 6 hits before it counterattacks. For less experienced players, 4 to 5 hits is probably safer, as 6 requires a little bit of precision. Note that their range is deceptively short, despite seeming like they have a much longer attack range because they're so big. Once you find that sweet spot, it becomes pretty easy to kill them, with the only issue being their relatively high health. You'll receive 4 pieces of meat and 3 chunks of beefalo wool for your trouble. There's also a chance for a beefalo horn to drop. The horn can be used to create the beefalo hat, the warmest hat for winter, so it's in your best interest to hunt at least one of these, especially if it's autumn and winter is coming. Tall birds are one of the most dangerous early game mobs. They have a decent amount of health and deal a lot of damage with their fast and long-ranged attacks. If you walk close to them, they'll screech and start chasing you. When in combat, you can get off 2 attacks in between each of their attacks, but it does require some precision. If you aren't comfortable with fighting them yet, just attack it once in between its attack interval until you're more confident. Tall birds drop 2 pieces of meat when killed. After you kill them, feel free to pick their nest for the egg. Tall bird eggs restore 25 hunger and a small amount of health when eaten raw. If cooked, it'll restore more hunger, but no longer heals you. If you pick the nest while the bird is still alive, let's say because you don't want to or you can't fight, the tall bird will chase you for a very long time before relenting. So if you don't have vision of the entire area, or if you're not ready to run for a long period of time, try to avoid doing this unless you're really desperate for food. Combat is one of the few mechanical aspects of Don't Starve, but most of it is timing and understanding the limitations of your character as well as the mobs themselves. Once you understand all of that, it becomes quite simple, even with the more difficult enemies. Thanks for watching, and don't starve.